So most people don't care how many sexual partners their other halves had. Yes, the answer is true.
Thanks so much. You're watching Thursday's Right Stuff with Gail Porter, Dave Gorman and TV diet guru Anna Richardson. This is her new book. Still to come on this show, Face Fuzz or the Full Brian Blessed. How do you like your women? Just like Subal. Seriously though, what floats your boat? 0207 173 5555, that's the number if you've got something to say. But first, is a bit of balance, best in the bedroom department. Will there be trouble ahead if one of you is much more experienced than the other, sexually speaking? Your average bloke, as I'm sure you'll know, has had 9 sexual partners, while your average woman has had 6. But if you've had loads, don't look so guilty, you guys, but if you've had loads and your other half has had only 1, well, what's that going to say about the future? That's the dilemma faced by a woman who contacted an online agony aunt. She's the experienced one, even popping her current partner's cherry. But now she's worried that he might want to broaden his horizons after at last enjoying a spot of sausage concealment. I could have gone for a cheaper gag, but, you know, I chose not to.
Can you pass me the cucumber, please?
No,
when I first saw that this morning, I assumed it was going to be about salad because you had a dieting expert and you've just been crass.
No, you're going to take it away!
God.
Give me back my sausage. Now then, so what happened on this agony column? Well, most of the respondents, it's a public one, told her not to worry, OK? But psychology tells us otherwise. As a species, we're insecure. As one psychologist put it, if we hear our partner has had more partners than us, we start to imagine what they've done, with whom, and how often, how long it went on. We worry about how we measure up. Just imagine there's a cucumber there. As with so much in life, double standards are at work here, aren't they? Women are less bothered if their fellas had more partners than them, but men aren't too comfortable if it's the other way around. And I can remember at Catholic school, all my little peers, myself included, saying, oh, when I grow up, I want to marry a virgin. Now, of course, I realise I was a fool. Anna, what would you tell this lady who's written in worrying that her lover, a virgin until he met her, will run off one day?
Look, I mean, you know, we all know, don't we, that experience doesn't mean that you're going to be any good in bed. I know myself that I've slept with guys who've, you know, had hundreds of lovers. They're rubbish. So, you know, it means absolutely nothing at all. And he's not going to run off just because, you know, he may want to experience something. It's about the connection between you. So when you meet, that's your first-time connection.
Is it possible that he may... I don't know what his reasons were for being a virgin. It doesn't say whether he was religious or unlucky or whatever. But is it... I'm trying to be as sensitive as I can. But is it possible that having done it at last, that it may awaken something within him and that would then send him off?
But why would that send him off? Surely, if you're having great sex with your partner, and actually, it's not just about sex, we know this, it's about love.
But he won't know whether he's having great sex or just sex.
Well,
or
why?
Because he's never done it with anybody before.
Does that matter?
He might be enjoying it, but how do you know you might not enjoy it more?
It depends how good the enjoyment is between you. I don't think she needs to worry about that. Come on.
Dave?
I don't understand how you can give her any advice. What's she meant to do? Leave this man who she loves because she's frightened that he will eventually run away from you. You've got no choice but to live life and find out what he's going to do, rather than to try and prejudge him and escape.
Would you have advised her against... I suppose then that leads on to... Would you have advised her against going out with a virgin in the first place if she's sexually experienced and has such reservations or concerns about those that aren't?
I think it would be a really strange question to be asking on the first date, wouldn't it? I think you normally find these things out through the course of life.
How many people have you had sex with? What's your name?
Well, that explains so much, Matthew. That explains the cucumber fixation and everything.
I blame Biff Byford for that.
I think when you've got the, you know, was it men have an average of 9 partners and women have an average of 6, all that proves is that both people lie.
Yeah.
And that men like to bump a few up and women like to bump a few down to try and appear a bit more demure, and men like to be a bit more of a player. No one tells the truth in any of these situations, is the truth.
That is true. Gil.
Hello.
What do you reckon?
I always get, I get worried when these people write into these things anyway, because I think she's obviously spending too much time thinking about it. Like you say, why worry about these things?
Insecure, but we are insecure.
Well, my boyfriend's a little bit younger than me. By quite a lot, but he's, and I don't worry. I'd say myself crazy if I kept thinking, well, once he gets bored of his Mrs. Robinson, he's going to go off with someone his own age. But I think you got to just have fun and go with it, and don't think about this woman's partner should be thinking, oh, the grass might be greener on the other side. Like you say, they should be, if they're in love and they're having a good time, then.
I know, but I just think you're kind of missing the point, which is that. He has no idea how sex is supposed to feel. He's having a wonderful time, OK? Of that, I have no doubt. He's having a wonderful, wonderful time. And then his brain starts to think, this is what she's thinking, his brain starts to think, well, this is a wonderful time, but maybe, maybe you're going to end up, getting... His turn might be being beaten by prostitutes, in torture chambers.
Men think like that all the time. Men always think there's something around the corner.
You're presuming he's having great sex. I mean, she's presuming she's great in bed.
His top point of reference is the one woman he's with. So he has no idea. She may have had loads of partners, she may be rubbish in bed. So he's actually having quite a foreshortened sex life. It's not that particularly adventurous. And now he's started, may he not... Does that not open up a field
is you go to him, you say, right, here's a £100 gift voucher for the local pornography shop. Exactly. Go away, indulge yourself, and then anything at all that you want to do, I will let you do to me. Then he's got no excuse for going anywhere else.
Well, that's one solution. What about yours, then? Kirsty, what do people say?
We have John on line 1.
I'm almost scared to find out. John, good morning.
Morning to you.
Morning. What's your take on this, sir?
Well, men can fall in love with women because of sex. Sex can act as a trigger. But what sustains love in men is usually exclusive sex. That the woman remains faithful during that relationship, and for some men that's enough. But a little worm starts to enter the heads and hearts of men when they think that if she's had multiple partners, they automatically start to lose respect for her. And women may rail and they feel it's a double standard. Well, it is, but that's the way it goes.
I can't say the word I think you're talking. I'll give you the Spanish equivalent, cojones. I just think that's such an old-fashioned, sexist view.
Yeah.
I just think it's nonsense. In fact, honestly, every boy I was at school with in Catholic school, right, was talking about how they wanted to marry a virgin. And you ask any of them now, OK, and they'd all say they didn't know what they were talking about. It's just it's such an old-fashioned view. It goes right back to sort of medieval times, early English times, that women had to be virgins. It was all about virtue and purity. And now it's, the sexual revolution is actually about that women can enjoy sex as much as men.
Men don't care for slappers, plain and simple. It's as simple as that.
Clearly some men do, John. Thanks for the call. Let's have another.
We have Mercedes, and she's on line 2.
Mercedes, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Actually, I was fine until the last call. We're not all like that, honestly.
No, we're not. I think it's a balance, and it's between each couple. And I don't think there's a set answer, to be honest with you, Matthew.
Can you at least see the possibility that for the man in that scenario that it's like a sort of spring awakening. Suddenly, he may think, oh, this is amazing. Why did I never do it before? Oh, I wonder what else it's like. Maybe is this the best it is? Is my partner doing it right? Can you see that?
Yeah, of course I can see that. But I think if that particular one that you're talking about, I think if he's happy with the partner he's with and he's got an experienced partner, surely she'll show him the way anyway.
Absolutely.
And if they love each other and if they've got a sound friendship, why would he want to go wandering? I'm not saying it's wrong, if that's what he wants to do, but in the process of doing that, would he lose something special with that lady?
Absolutely.
That's what I was just going to say, Mercedes, you are speaking my language completely, because we are so confusing sex with love.
Yeah,
and at the end of the day, if they are in love with each other, then does it really matter?
No, not at all, not at all. And at that point, I agree as well. I'm just disappointed.
You can drive people away by being insecure.
Yeah.
You can make yourself difficult to love if you're so insecure.
Absolutely. I think that's insecure. Everybody loves Dave. Even me. You wait till Scott Capura gets here tomorrow.
We know each other well.
Yeah, really? Now then, thank you for that one, Mercedes. After the break, bushy or fuzzy beards we're talking about. If a guy's going to grow one, what were you thinking of, sir? If a guy's going to grow one, should he go the whole hog or just fap about with some designer stubble? 0207 173 5555 is the number for your thoughts on this incredibly important issue of our times. It's dominating the newspapers, and that I am not joking about. And we'll find out what you think after this break.
Here's one for you. Beards were banned in Albania. Is it true or is it false? Find out after the break.